how do you look at the India versus China narrative? Do you think that it's overdone and perhaps misplaced?
Yeah, well, there's been so much negative stories about China, and a big part of that is geopolitical, but also when investors were effectively forced to sell out of China because they were worried that there was going to be sanctions and so on, they wanted a narrative to convince them that they were doing it for good economic reasons rather than basically the fact that they were being told to do so. And they needed somewhere else to go. And so India is like, oh, India is now the new China. It is a very different setup there. It's a very different stock market. The stock market is much more important in India than it is in China. The huge amount of trading goes on there. So there's a huge amount of activity in the Indian market for all the big players. And therefore, it's a different type of market. So in the same way that the Chinese market doesn't really tell you about the economy in China, the Indian market is also dislocated from the economy, but kind of the other way around. It is actually, the market is influencing the economy rather than the other way around in India. And so a lot of people have piled in there. It's a very, very popular trade, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to be very volatile, because actually that money, international money, that starts to go to China, as and when it does, India will be one of the places it comes from. And then you've got a lot of day traders, a huge amount of derivative trading going on in India. And so that's going to be, I'm not saying you don't buy India, but you have to understand it is very much more of a trading market than a long-term investment story.